This is part 2 in the series of going through 440 different stitches. This one is using a slip stitch. It's called the V-Ridge look. And let's get started on this tutorial. Today's tutorial is going to be number 2 on, it's called the V-Ridge look. And this is basic variations of stitches. So this is going to be a slip stitch pattern as well. You can do it in any stitch count. You just have to add 1 to the end. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I am going to use a G-hook, and we're going to go ahead and chain up 20, and then I'm going to add 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then we're going to add 1. Okay, so this is what we're working with on our foundation chain. So this is going to use a variation of the slip stitch, which is basically a basic slip stitch. Yesterday's tutorial, when we did the slip stitch ridges, it was a slip stitch, and then in the next round it was a slip stitch in the back loop, and then the next round was a slip stitch in the regular loops, and then you alternated back and forth. Today the variation is a slip stitch, and then after the first round, you do a slip stitch in the back loop, and then you continue to do it in the back loop all the way until you're finished. So we're going to go ahead and go through and do a slip stitch. Okay, and if you're not familiar with how to do a slip stitch, you just put your hook through, pull the yarn through, and you pull it through the circle. Okay, so that is a basic slip stitch. You go through, and then you pull through. There is no other wraparound. Okay, it's usually used to close off a round or to get you to a place that you need to go without a visible stitch, really. So it's kind of a variation of a stitch in general, but it is used to close rounds and connect things together. So, but you can totally use it as an actual stitch to make something, and that's what this is showing you, is that you can use it for more than just that. So we're going to do this all the way down, and then you'll see the variation once we get to the next to round 2. So I'm going to go ahead and just finish this off, and I'll meet you right here. Okay, so I've made it to the end of the round, and what I'm going to do is chain up 1, turn my work, and on this one we are doing in the back loop only. So in order to find the back loop of a slip stitch, you're going to turn it forward like this, okay, and you're going to see the first and the second stitch, first, second, and you're going to go through the back loop only. Okay, so what you need to be aware of though is that you need to not pull your yarn tight, because if you do, it's going to be difficult to go through and pull it through. So make sure that you keep a decent tension on this, because the harder you pull, the harder it's going to be to get through that stitch. Okay, so just remember that, kind of keep it very loose. One trick I do is, if I want to worry about my tension, I pull my hook through more. Okay, so I know that automatically we want to just put our hook in and then pull it through. I'll pull it through like this to make sure that I have enough tension, that the tension has been released. So it's kind of a little trick. Just pull it through, because most of the hooks, they get bigger at the end. And so that's a good little hack to do. And you can see I'll do it most of the time, and it's kind of just my thing. It's always been my thing to do, to make sure that I keep a good tension. It's kind of like a habit. People have always asked me, why do does your hook go far? Why do you push it far back? And that's just how I was taught and how I do it. So it might be a good hack for you guys. Anyway, so we're just going to the back hook, or the back loop. So I will meet you at the end of this round, and we will go on to the next round. All right, so we've made it to the end of that round. Chain up 1, and then we do the same thing. So we get our we pull our stitches forward, and then we kind of see right here. So here is the ridges. Here's the V. You go through this one all the way back down like that, okay? So we go here, we turn it forward, go through this one, pull through, just like that. Okay. Just like that. And I'm only pulling it like this so that way I can show you guys what I'm doing here. So see this right here, this is where I'm going in. So I normally would not hold it like this. I'm just doing it to show you guys the easier way to do it. Okay, so. Okay, and you can see how it's starting to look. Now, this is a good stitch you can use on just about anything. Just keep in mind, because it's a very small area that you are stitching, you're going to use a lot of yarn. So be prepared for that. So I would probably use it more so of like if you wanted to do an edge on a blanket, if you wanted to make a scarf, like a, you know, a really strong, thick scarf. Even if you were making some slippers, this might be a good stitch for you too, or a headband. But I probably wouldn't make it for like a regular shirt or anything like that, because it's going to be extra thick. Unless you were making a sweater, then of course, yeah, this would be good. But it's just going to use a lot of yarn, so be prepared for that. Okay. All right. Okay, so that is the end of that round, and you can see how it looks. It looks very similar to the one we did yesterday. You could see this one here. This is the one we did yesterday. The difference is that this one you can see the line where we switched. This one you're not going to see it very much because we are going into the back loop the whole time. So that's kind of the difference between you know, what we did yesterday and what we're doing today, is we alternated on the back loop on this one, and this one we did not. So so yeah, there are little differences, but they make big changes. So anyway, I hope this tutorial helps you. Again, this is part two of the series, and it is the V-ridge look. So yeah, so come back for part 3. I'm gonna post it probably later on today, and it's also on my playlist under the 440 stitches we're going through. So you all have a good day. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and follow.